Hey there guys, it's Alyssa Lascala here from Fit with Liz, and tonight I'm really excited slash really nervous or interested to do the live that I'm going to be doing on weight loss patches, weight loss supplements, and then what you guys do want to look out for and what you want to be conscious of when you're producing them or when you're consuming them. I will tell you, I've been wanting to do this for months now. I've been extremely excited to do it, but I've been hesitant because I know that no matter what, there's always going to be someone that doesn't agree with you. There's always going to be somebody that gets a little bit offended by what you say or doesn't, see things the way that you do, even if you have, scientific studies proving, you think what you do. And so I had just held back for the last couple of months. I've been talking to some other health professionals, wellness professionals, some of my business partners, and I'm like, I really, really want to do a live on this. But I know there's going to be some people that get offended because I even know that I'm friends with some people on Facebook, on my page here, that sell types of products like this or use them. And we get really attached to products that we use. We fall in love with them and they become part of our identity. And so I'm like, you know what? But I still need to educate people, so I want to make a little disclaimer here, just letting you guys know that any of the products that I may be specifically referring to tonight, I want you to know that I'm just giving you my educated opinion on them. I'm giving you my thoughts. I will be open and transparent with you guys. I never want it to seem like I'm attacking a certain product. I never want it to seem like I'm attacking a certain company. But my goal as a health professional is to be able to give you guys the facts as well as I can out there. Or if I don't even have the facts and I can't find them and you're consuming the product, I want you to know that you need to go and find the facts for them because it can make a big difference. So I'm going to just start off by saying that the weight loss patches and weight loss supplements and whatnot, of course, it's something that, many people want to try. It's the quick fix. It's something that's very passive. And so I've had a lot of people ask me about it. I have had many other of my, business partners that are in the health and wellness company that I'm in, be approached by people asking them about, okay, well, what about this patch or what about this supplement? And so I really dug in tonight. I was like, you know what? One of my most recent clients that I, just started working with this past week, she had been using some of these products for the last 2 years. And so I'm like, you know what? I gave her a little bit of an idea about why I wasn't feeling too comfortable with the consumption of those or the usage of them. But I was like, you know what? I want to be able to look at everything. I want to be able to tell you guys exactly why I do or I don't suggest something. It has nothing to do with me being like, it's not a product that my company sells, so yep, not going to deal with it. It's just something where I want you guys to be an educated consumer. And so that is my goal here tonight, okay? So the issue that I have with products that are, geared towards weight loss or weight management or however they want to say it, is the fact that a lot of them are focused on caffeine, guys. And that's the main issue. That's the main problem. And so I'll just come out flat out and say a lot of people ask me about Thrive products. So a lot of people ask me about that patch that maybe you guys know about that, you'll either have one or now they have two and you can put it on both arms. You can put them on multiple parts of your body, I guess. There's capsules that go with it. Or you can take a shake that has like the caffeine in it and then there are shots and this and that. And so I had a lot of people ask me, what are your thoughts on those? And I know there's caffeine in it, but it can be really hard, guys, because if you don't know, in most, in most products that are out there that have proprietary ingredients in them or proprietary blends, if it has something with caffeine in it, if it has green tea, if it has white tea, if it has black tea, if it has guarana, it can just have, regular, it'll just say caffeine on there. Guys, they don't have to say if it's part of a proprietary blend how many milligrams is in there. So many times you're taking something and you have no idea how much caffeine is actually in there. And so, hey, Marilee, thanks for joining. And so there's a reason why I'm talking to you guys about the caffeine part, because I know a lot of you guys like ride or die by caffeine. This is exactly how I was several years ago because I got to the point where I couldn't function without it. And I know a lot of you guys are in the same spot. You get to the point where you're like, okay, well, I want to sleep less and I want to be able to do more and I want to take the kids to their events and I want to be able to stay up late and work and I want to be able to get a good workout in. And so you go and you try and find any way for you to just support your body to just keep on going, even though we don't want to, support it nutritionally many times. But a lot of times the go-to ingredient is going to be caffeine. And so what I realized as I was looking at this line for the Thrive product specifically was in the patch, there was caffeine. In the shake, there was caffeine. In the capsules, there was caffeine. In the shots that they had, there was caffeine. In the nootropic brain focus capsule, there was caffeine. I have to look at some of the other ones. Guys, there's just, out of these products that they have, just in the Thrive line, there were 16 of them. Out of the 16, 10 of the products had caffeine. And so caffeine, guys, I still have caffeine every day. I do. I get it naturally in my Axio. A lot of times, guys, we can get it through, whether it's tea or maybe a coffee, if you have coffee in the morning. Because I'm not saying that caffeine is bad and don't drink it. We're going to take it in. I understand that. But you have to understand what that's going to do for your body if you're taking it in with some type of weight loss supplement. Because, Julia, yeah, you say I have so much energy right now. It's just because I get so hyped up about making sure that people understand what I'm talking about. But as far as, how these products, work together, if you look at what they call the Thrive experience with the patch, the capsule, and the shake, you'll see that all of them have caffeine in them. Now, if you go and try and find out how much caffeine is in them, you can only really see through a third party website, as far as I can see. And guys, if there's anyone out there that has this information, you're more than welcome to send it to me. You're more than welcome to post it. I'm happy to look at it. I'm just giving my thoughts and my opinion on something and my feedback based off of the studies that I'm able to see. And so I'll tell you guys, I wasn't as conscious about making sure there are studies behind products until I ended up joining the company that I'm with now 2 years ago, because I realize how much fluff there is in this industry, how much disgusting stuff can actually be on a label of something, how scary, how dangerous it can be when it comes to you not knowing what you're putting in your body. I mean, I've said it before, guys, no supplement has to be FDA approved. When something's FDA approved, it ends up being a drug. And so something could be sitting on the shelf for years before you realize what's in it. Or, you could be taking it and thinking as an athlete, you're totally fine. And then they find out down the road that it has an ingredient in it that the NCAA doesn't approve of. And that actually, has happened with many supplements out there. So that's why it's my goal to teach you that. But when you're looking at putting something that's on your skin that has caffeine in it, then you're taking in 2 things with caffeine. Guys, caffeine is going to stimulate the fight or flight response in your body. Yeah, you're getting a little bit more focused, or you're hyped up and you're ready to go do your workout, or you're ready to, tackle that huge project at work. But you have to realize you're putting so high of demands on your body that's how I got myself into adrenal burnout. So that is my, greatest message, or my most passionate reason for wanting to do this live for you guys, is so that you realize that every time you're taking in something with caffeine, I'm not saying don't go to Starbucks, but I'm just saying, guys, if you're taking your coffee and then you're drinking an energy drink, then you're doing a 5-hour energy, then you're doing a patch that's on there, then you're doing a shake that has caffeine, then you're taking a capsule that has caffeine, and maybe you didn't even realize it was caffeine because of how it's listed on the label. It doesn't even have to say caffeine in parentheses. You just may be it's natural, green tea, black tea. No, it has caffeine in it. And because it's a proprietary blend, they don't have to tell you how much of that is in there. You have no idea. You have no idea how much is in there. You have no idea how potent it is. But what did happen is they started to actually create more and more products that it was then they came up with the black label patch that they had. So then it became bigger, covered a larger surface area. And then they said they made it more potent. So they made the contents more stronger within there. And so to me, I'm that's really scary, because then does someone really know when they go and get that how much more caffeine they're putting in? So I just feel it's really important for you guys to think about, it's easy to throw in a patch. It's really easy to swallow a pill. But when you're looking to try and improve your weight loss results, or, weight management, or whatever it may be for you, you have to look at caffeine within some type of ingredients. Oh, Tony, you're so sweet. Thanks so much. Yes, the right program is what works. That's absolutely true. And so I'm not going to say that any of the other ingredients that are in some of the, the Thrive products that are there, they have CoQ10 and they have green coffee bean and whatnot. It's not that those aren't good. It's the fact that you have to look at the amount of caffeine that's in the product as well, for one, in combination with whatever else you're combining it with. Okay. And then number 2, you have to realize that, say you're putting something transdermal, because this was a really big thing. The fact that we're trying to put ingredients into a patch and you're putting it on your arm or, you know, whatever else in your body. I don't know where everybody puts them. I guess you could probably put it anywhere, but you're hoping that it's going to get absorbed into the bloodstream and that's going to be like more potent. Like that was the goal behind it, is it's like, hey, it goes straight through your skin into the bloodstream, doesn't have to be processed by the stomach. But guys, what you have to realize is that the ingredients that they're putting in this that are supposed to help with weight loss, or proven, sometimes not when you go and look at these studies, to, you know, aid in weight loss, guys, these supplements were taken orally. These ingredients were taken orally. And so you can't say that it's going to work orally and work transdermally when none of the studies that are proving that these ingredients help to increase weight loss or make it more efficient, none of it was done through a patch. So you can't even apply those studies and say that it's going to work through a different type of delivery method, I guess, for lack of better words. So I just want you guys to think about that. Think about the amount of caffeine that's going to be in it. I know people that have been on products that are very high in caffeine like this, and it's sent them into, you know, adrenal burnout, just like me. I know it's happened to many, many other people and many clients that I had before. And another thing I want you guys to think about is the fact that when a product has white willow bark in it, guys, this is something that is an anti-inflammatory, and it's like aspirin. And that ingredient is in a lot of different fat burners and weight loss supplements out there. It's called white willow bark. And I want you guys to be on the lookout for that, because many different companies will put that in their product because it's fighting like all of the inflammatory responses and damage that happen from having such high caffeine in your product. So in the fitness world, or in even in the bodybuilding world, a lot of times like athletes will do what's called an ECA stack. So you have ephedra, okay, so like stimulant, you have caffeine stimulant, and then aspirin, so ECA. Well, a lot of times you'll have companies replace that aspirin part with white willow bark. It sounds natural. Yeah, it is natural, but it's having those benefits of an anti-inflammatory. You're thinking, what's the other reason for having it in there? Why would you have an anti-inflammatory in there? It's usually to combat the issues that the rest of the other ingredients could be causing, especially from an overabundance of caffeine or stimulants. So please keep that in mind. It can be really dangerous if you don't know, think about it. Why are some ingredients put in there? It's extremely important. So I'm going to end up closing with this, guys. The other thing I want you to think about is the fact that if you are going and looking at studies and you're seeing that something is lowering the fat ratio, you skip through it because you don't feel like reading through it, and you look and see that there's a conclusion at the bottom and it says, yeah, we saw that, these 20 people, it was lowered their fat percentage by, 5%, 10%, whatever it is. Guys, sometimes you have to look at the sample size. You have to look and see if it was like a big group of people. Did they take 5 or did they take 40 or did they take 100? And then who was the one that funded that study? Was it the company that made the product? Come on, duh. And then you want to also look at, I saw that they actually measured body fat percentage in a study that was trying to improve just, that one of the ingredients help with fat loss. The only way that they measured body fat before and after was through, a caliper. So you guys know if you've ever done the pinch test, they'll do the back of your arm or, your hip, the side of your leg. All they did was the subscapula, which is just right below your scapula. And then they did the back of the arm, the tricep. In my opinion, that's not really showing much of a benefit of your weight loss there. You're taking the back of someone's arm and one spot here, a good fat test is actually going to be anywhere from 9 to 13 points. So guys, these are all the things that I want you to think about. I didn't want to come in and seem like I'm bashing a specific product, but I use them as an example because they are one that is very well known. And I have many people ask me about it. So, I just have to come out and say that I think you need to make sure that you know what you're taking in. Maybe you don't mind that you're putting that much caffeine in your body, but let me tell you, you may feel awesome for the first day, 2 days, month, 2 months, whatever. But eventually, trust me, I felt awesome when I was having 3 Wawa coffees a day that were 24 ounces. And then I'd go to Starbucks and get my iced Americano, and you will burn out. Your your adrenals and everything else in your body and ruin your cortisol levels if you don't realize how much caffeine you're taking in. So hopefully that you guys got something out of this. If you have any questions, you can feel free to post them below. I'm always here to answer, to be able to give you the information that I feel has the most value. And if you have any questions about studies that I found as well with these products or lack thereof, I'm happy to deliver that to you as well. So hopefully you guys understand that, guys. It takes a balancing of hormones. It takes good, proper nutrition and healing your body from the inside out. If you're going to use a supplement, make sure that there are published, peer-reviewed studies. Don't go look for a third-party study. Don't go to Google and just type it in and be like, oh, I found a study, woo, woo. Like, no, it's not even the same. All right, so thank you guys very much, Les. Lisa, you are welcome. Enjoy the rest of your night, and hopefully you guys got some value out of this and know a more educated way to be able to buy your supplements.